Hello guys, so in this video I will talk about how to design the page object for the framework, right? So how you should write a page object for each page in case of any framework, okay? So for that what we do is first, whenever we get any application in the company, first we first what we do, we design a number of classes, and the number of classes will be equal to the number of pages in your applications, right? So if you take the example of any e-commerce site, right, there'll be something called login page, home page, then there'll be product category page, there'll be registration page, there'll be shopping cart summary page, and then there'll be a payment page. So I can make one more class here called payment page. Make a class called payment page. So these are the pages typically you will get any e-commerce applications, right? Now sometimes what happens is when you are working for some very complex application that can have lot of sub module pages, okay? So in that case what you do inside the page object, okay, you design one more folder called, let's say, home page, okay? Assume that home page will have lot of 5-6 pages. So based on that, based on the page name, you can write the number of pages, okay? So we will not go into that. First we'll try to understand the concept, how we should design the page object, because once you know the concepts you can design for n number of pages, okay? So let's say assume that this is the applications, okay, this is, assume that this is a login page, okay, this is the login page. So when you say login page, you need to have the page object for this guy, password, and this text, this forgot your password, sign in, email address, create an account, this text, create an account text, authenticate. So for everything you need to design the page object, right? So if you look at here, I have designed something called login page. In this login page, this first two line is very common, which you guys are familiar of. We create one private driver and we register the logger, okay? So why we create a private driver? So that when we call this class from some other test script, that time we can initialize the driver on the runtime. Now for sign in, I'm trying to find this guy by a xpath, so I'm using that at find by xpath is equal to this. Here I will not focus on xpath because I assume that you are good in xpath. If you are not, please watch my locator video, okay? I mean, please watch my complete selenium video where I have the locator video. So let's say this is the sign in, this is for sign in. So uh, this guy, this is sign in, okay? This guy is the sign in, or I can show you at least one object. So just to inspect, go to this and inspect here, and what you can do, right click, copy, copy xpath, okay? This is the simplest way of doing that, and let me paste here. So this is the xpath, right? This is the xpath for the sign in. Similarly for email address, this is the xpath where we have email address, here we have email address. Similarly for password, we have the xpath. For submit login, this guy, this login, submit login, we have a password, we have a web element. Now one thing is very common here. If you look at everything, return type is a web element, okay? Everything return type is a web element because this variable of type web element. When this variable is of type web element, we can directly perform the actions on the web element, okay? Similarly for submit login, similarly for successful message object. So what happens uh, when you do registrations basically? So when you do registrations here, right, when you click on create an account and you do registrations, you will get a successful message, right? So for that we have written the object for registration. This is the object. So if you want to test that, you can take this xpath from here. This is for registration. So uh, let me do one thing. Let me just do inspect and do Control F, paste here. So this is for registrations, right? This is for registrations email address. Okay, sometimes when you give a name, give very meaningful name, right? So this is for a registrations email address. So instead of writing here registrations, you should write a registrations email address, so that by looking the name you can identify. Then create an account. So this create an account object is for this guy, this button. Okay, create an account. Similarly, there are a lot of other objects you need to write on this page. You need to write for authenticate. So you can do copy XPath, and you go here and you can just write. First you write web element. So first you write web element and just write some test, and here you first write the XPath. So find by XPath is equal to, in double quote you write this, you put here, and H1. Now what you can do, this is for authenticate, right? Copy this text and you write the same text here, but you don't write in the capital letter. Okay, so what you can do is you can remove this, right? So you can write this. Similarly, you can design the XPath for create an account, please enter an email address, because everything we need to verify ultimately, right? So you write this again. For this guy we need to write XPath. So copy XPath, go here and create one more web element. For just write some dummy, then you write find by, and here we can write XPath, right? In double quote we can keep the XPath, put here single quote, and now what is the name? Please enter email address to create an account. Okay, so we can write create an account, or so this is like please enter your email address to create an account. So this is like text message, right? So we can say that uh, create an account, text message, some meaningful name we can give. So we can give here create an account, message, some meaningful name which you can understand. Now once you have this page object designed, okay, so as of now we have designed the page object. What is the error here? Okay, because we have changed the name, instead of registrations we have changed the name to registrations email address. Here we can keep. Okay, so what happens now is, this part is very important. Creations of constructor is very important. Whenever you design any page, you need to make sure that you have to write one parameterized constructor. Here we are writing a parameterized constructor of login page, and whenever we will call this login page from some test scripts, we will initialize the driver. So we are writing that this dot driver is equal to driver. So this driver will get mapped to your global driver, which is nothing but your private driver. Okay, so this guy will get initialized, and then this is very important line, page factory dot init elements. So this page factory dot init elements will take two argument. One is driver as an argument, and this. So this is nothing but current class object, because this guy will initialize all your web element. So whatever web element we have written, right, it will get initialized on the runtime. Now what is this wait helper? So what happens whenever any script will call this class login page, right? So when you are calling this class login page, which means you are going to perform action on the login page, right? You are going to perform actions on the login page. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that the login page is loaded properly. Login page is loaded properly. For that, what we are doing that here is to make sure if the login page is loaded properly. For that, we are if you try to recollect, we have created a wait helper class. Okay, so we are making the object of wait helper, and we have the reference here. The reference has been created here, the wait helper. We are creating the object of wait helper, which will take driver as an argument. So this is the old class which we have designed. Remember, this we have created wait helper class. Actually, we can write one log also, log.info, and we can write wait helper object created. Okay, so once we have this wait helper object created, we can call wait for element method. And when we go to the login page, we have to make sure that this sign in link is loaded properly, right? So this guy will make sure that the sign in is loaded, means page is loaded properly. So here a wait for element which will take two argument, one is element and one is timeout in seconds, right? Two argument. This we have a method in the wait helper, wait for element. Here this guy will take two argument, element and timeout in seconds, because here we have a conditions, expected conditions dot visibility of, right? If you have missed my previous video, you might not understand, because every video has a link. Now sign in is my wave element, which I have it here, sign in. And then again, this is the previous video concept, object reader dot get explicit weight. So what happens on the runtime, we will get the explicit weight which we have configured in our configurations dot properties. Okay, so from that we'll get that. So this object will make sure that your page is loaded as well as your wave element is initialized. On the top of it, we'll write one more method here, new test base dot, we have one method called capture. We wrote one method. If you try to recollect, the method name was, let me go to the test base object first. Here we had one method, yeah, get navigation screen. Okay, this is very important method which we have designed earlier. Now I will use that. This guy again, it will take driver as an argument. So what this guy will do is, when we say get navigation screen, this guy will be keep on capturing the screenshot for every pages. Okay, so you don't need to capture the screenshot explicitly when you are going through one page to other page, because the moment you will make the object of this guy, your screenshot will get captured in your test scripts. You don't need to capture intentionally, because when you go inside the get navigation screen, which we have seen that earlier, this guy what it will do, it will capture the screenshot and it will add in your extent report also. So this capture screen will add in the emailed report, which is the test.ng HTML, and this test.add will add in the extent report. So in both the locations the screenshot will get added. Okay, apart from that, this is the one-liner method, click on sign in link. I'm just writing that log.info, clicked on sign in link, that's sign in dot click, then enter email address, which will take one argument, a string email address. So here you'll be wondering why I'm calling this email address, because my local variable name is same and my web element name is same. So just to differentiate my global and local variable, we have to use this keyword. So here we are using this keyword to differentiate between local and global. If your global name and this your local variable name is different, then you don't need to use this keyword. Okay, this is Java concept. Again, same for the password, enter password, where we have one method void, return type is a void, entering the password and print the password and then send keys. Then what we do, click on submit. So one important point here, when we click on submit, okay, uh, I'm doing that new JavaScript, scroll down vertically, the JavaScript helper which we have created, if you remember. So I'm creating the object of JavaScript. So either you do a JavaScript helper is equal to JavaScript helper obj is equal to new JavaScript helper. So what I'm trying to say that is, maybe you might be getting confused. Either you do like this, you write like this, and okay, so give a small. So either you write like this and you call this method, okay, or you just copy this dot, sorry, scroll down vertically, yeah. So either you write this two line or you write this, both are same, okay, because this object I'm using in only one location, so you can directly make new of JavaScript which will take driver as an argument and scroll down vertically, okay, or you write this two line, both are same, okay. Then you submit dot click. Why? Because see, when you come to this page it will be like this, so the sign in will be hidden. So I'm doing that scroll down vertically. When I do a scroll down vertically, it will do full scroll down and then I'll click on sign in, okay. So let me comment that this one, and then this is very important point. So here when we do click on submit button, we have to return the object of home page, because when we do a sign in, which page we go to the home page. So here you return the object of home page, but to return the object of home page, you have to make sure that you will have home page class, okay, then only you can return the object of home page. So here when we return the object of home page, so we do return new home page and driver. Why? Because we have a home page. So first time when you are designing a page object, you just write dummy home page, okay, you don't need to write the object, you just write a dummy home page. You don't need to write a wait helper also, okay, you can just write home page. Inside the home page you can just create one parameterized constructor, okay. So what I'm trying to say that is, so when you are designing first time and you are not sure what are the page object will be, but still you can write this, you can just write two liner, okay, you don't need to write any object and all that, so that you can design the script. So you can just write two liner. So we are getting error here because both the constructors are same, and you don't need to write this line also, okay, you don't need to write these lines, you just design like this, okay, and you don't need to write this wait helper and all that you can do later also, but at least you write like this dummy uh, I mean you just write one parameterized constructor, okay, so that you can create the, you can return the object from some other class. So here when we are in login page, we need to return the object of home page, because from login page, which page we go to the home page. So that's how we should design the method. Now this is verify successful login message. So this guy again, we are calling return new verifications helper. So we are calling the object of verifications helper, which will take driver as an argument, and this verifications helper has one method called each displayed, and we'll do successful message. So if you'll go inside this method is displayed, see it will give you true or false, okay. This we have designed in the helper class. So now you can correlate how helper class is very useful now, and your code will be very neat and clean, okay. So you go to the login page again, and we have enter registration email. So in the enter registration email, every time when we do registrations, we need to have the new email address, okay. So for that purpose I'm doing that system.current time in milliseconds plus @gmail.com. so every time this guy will generate a new email address whenever we'll do a registration, then click on create an account. So this guy will do, it will click on the create an account, okay. Now this we call it as a generic method. uh, we can also say this as a, I mean, the consolidated method, which means for login to the applications we have three different method. One is enter email address, enter password, and click on submit button, right? Now this all three you can club in the single method calling as login to applications. Okay, so this guy basically will call all the method which is responsible to do the login, and this guy will take two argument, email address and password. So here first to log in, first we'll click on sign in link. Okay, so first we click on the sign in link. When we click on the sign in link, we need to enter and we need to click on this sign in. Okay, so we are calling that enter email address, enter password, which is already available. These methods are available in this class itself, and then click on submit button. So when we do so, login will be successful, and this method will be calling into the test script. Okay, when I will design a test script, that time I will show you how we should call that, right? So with this we are done with one page design, which is login page. Now this I have written very high level objects. Okay, you guys, when you are working on that, there's a lot of objects you have to design. You have to design for every object. This all whatever you are seeing, that category informations, my account, this is special, new products, bestseller, this everything comes under login page. Contact us, terms and conditions, about us, sitemap, everything whatever you are seeing that, right? This all Facebook, YouTube, for everything you need to design the object. You need to design the object for get saving now, contact us, cart, search, for everything you have to design the page object. Then only you can write the method, right? So with this I'll close the video. In next video I'll talk about some other pages. Thank you guys, thank you for watching this.